Now this is interesting. I'm going to read it first and then perhaps try and rephrase it. Growth at the expense of margins. In terms of the overall health of the vehicle leasing market, there was 8% growth in leased vehicles year on year. I mean, that's good, don't you think? However, as the lease fleet edges ever closer to the 2 million vehicle mark, it's 1.98 million, the growth comes with a warning from the sector that volume growth is at the expense of margins. So you're selling more product, but it's costing you money. You're making less. Your margin's gone down. Why would that be? Why would your margin go down if you're selling the same product as you were last year? You're selling more of it this year, but growth is at the expense of margins, something expected to worsen in 2026, says the BVRLA. The only reason your margins go down is because you haven't got enough customers who want to buy your product. So you have to force it, you have to force the issue by making it a no-brainer. The only way you can make it a no-brainer is by making it a lot better than something else for the same money, or reducing the price of your product. Why would you do that? You've heard the expression busy fool. The more vehicles you've got out there, the more chance you've got of one going wrong, the more chance you've got of like a battery getting damaged, one setting fire. So why would you do it? Targets. What do targets mean? What do targets do? Targets cost you money. Toby Poston, BVRLA Chief Executive, explained the vehicle leasing sector continues to play a vital role in driving new vehicle registrations and delivering road transport decarbonisation. Well, I don't think it does. I don't think it plays a vital role at all. I think the only role the leasing companies have played in the last God knows how many years is to drive dealers into the ground by demanding more and more discounts, bigger discounts, so that, and the manufacturers have helped them by increasing the dealers' targets. So the dealers have to sell to the leasing companies. If they had any sense, they would say to the leasing companies, no, that's the price, take it or leave it. The manufacturers, they should be putting work into their leasing companies, not outside ones, not banks, not Motability. They should be doing it. Registrations and delivering road transport decarbonisation. But any satisfaction from these achievements is tempered by the relentless pressure of compliance costs, cash-strapped customers, and, get this, and this is from the BVRLA, and rampant EV depreciation. Rampant. Our industry is agile. No, it's not. Resilient. No, it's not. Because the first challenge it's got, i.e. electric vehicles, it's cost you millions. So it's not agile. It can't move quickly. It's not resilient. It's not innovative because it hasn't managed to make an innovative way of leasing vehicles where they can make money. So it's none of those things. But it needs to work in partnership with the government. Why? Why does it need to work in partnership with the government? Why don't it tell the government that the government don't know what they're doing when it comes to cars. They have no idea. They're costing people their jobs. They're costing people millions and millions of pounds. If they're not making money, they're not paying tax, which means the rest of us have to pay more or get less. And that's it, isn't it? The rest of us get less from taxpayers' money because some people get a new electric vehicle. The rest of us get less because the taxpayers are subsidising people with an electric vehicle. Why do they get electric vehicle? To save the planet for the future, to go green, to improve decarbonisation? No, they get an electric vehicle to save money on tax. The faltering used EV market, faltering. No, but the EV market, I see it every day. I see Auto Trader. The fastest selling vehicles, used vehicles, are EVs. How can that be faltering? But did I read that right? Kia Niro's selling 13 days. The fastest moving fuel type in used cars is electric vehicles. The faltering used EV market and the badly designed and poorly timed EV/ED regime proposals are two prime examples where we need an urgent policy rethink. What about fuel tax for ICE vehicles? What about 53 pence plus VAT per litre on fuel? If everybody goes to EVs, who's going to make up for that money that's lost? So you pay that on an ICE vehicle, you pay 3 pence a mile on an EV. Only 5% VAT on home charging. We pay 20% on all fuel, even on the fuel tax. Do you pay 20% on the 3p? Is it going to be plus VAT? What about if you've got a hybrid vehicle? So you're paying 53 pence plus VAT on your fuel, on your petrol, your diesel, and then you're also paying 1.5p per mile on electric you're probably not even using. Who's thought this up? I'll tell you who thought it up. The same people who thought up the ZEV mandate. What does that tell you? Consistent with recent trends, BVRLA reports that growth is being driven by business contract hire, up 7.9% year on year, and salary sacrifice, which remains the fastest growing part of the sector. Personal contract hire continues to struggle, down 3.7%, as households commit to tighter budgets elsewhere. The divergence between the car and van markets continues, with car registrations up 12.5% year on year. No, I'm sorry. No, the only thing that's up year on year is brand new cars being pre-registered and then sold off at used vehicle prices. Right? Delivery miles, EVs, and now because of flexibilities, they can get credits by selling low emission hybrids and petrols. So they're registering a load of those and selling them second hand at a big discount. That's where your new market has gone, because the actual market has gone down, but EV sales have gone up. Why would you think that is? Would you think the decrease in the market is just about the right amount to get the percentage of electric vehicles to there or thereabouts where they need. Do you think that's a coincidence? Or do you think, you know, in the old days when clubs were packed, there used to be a bouncer and he'd be outside with a clicker. You could only allow so many in. Couple came out, he'd let them in. Do you think there's somebody sat in the office at the DVLA with a clicker? No, sorry, petrols, no. The good-looking girl there, she can come in, but you, mate, no. You with your petrol car, you can't come in. Hold on a second. Evie, right, mate, come on. Somebody sat there, isn't there? There's somebody controlling the figures. They know. All this is rubbish. The tight economic landscape is also impacting how people think about their lease terms and renewal periods. Now, I know where this is going. Again, remember, this is from the BVRLA. Despite 3-year leases remaining the benchmark for agreements, contracted mileages are coming down as cheaper monthly rates are sought. But we all know that electric vehicles now do more per year than ICE equivalents, don't we? Because it's a big thing. Why are they going down now? Why are they going down when, say, I don't know, mileage inhibitors are becoming popular? Why do you think that is? When I've been going on about it's imperative to get a battery health check on your, if you're buying an EV, I'm going to tell you something else now. The BVRLA think that clocking is going to increase. I think it's already rife. And if you watch my video from a few weeks ago, you'll see that it was rife in 2000 and, when was it? Was it 2013? It was rife then. It always has been rife. So the other thing that you should do when you buy a vehicle is get a diagnostic check on it. So it reads the ECU to see how many miles are showing on the ECU and how many miles are showing on the speedo. Before you buy a car, insist on it. Don't matter whether it's electric or petrol. Electric, make sure you get the battery checked. Petrol, diesel, make sure you get a readout from the ECU and also see when the last time the codes were cleared. It'll open your eyes. It's opened mine. Baz, make a note to do a video on clocking. The frequency at which longer lease terms are being considered is also up, although this is yet to materialise on a notable level. Vincent St. Clair, Managing Director at Fleet Assist, said, "As an industry, it is essential that BEV confidence continues to flourish." Continues. Starts would be a good thing, not continues to flourish, as BEV owners come to terms with ownership being more than just lower operating costs and benefit in kind taxation. Well, it's not lower operating costs at all. Analysis for the FN50 shows that the UK car leasing sector continues to show subtle but significant shifts in funding methods, with data indicating a rebalancing between traditional contract hire and emerging alternatives such as salary sacrifice. The latter increased its market share from 8.6% to 11.9% year on year, according to last year's FN50. Do you think that might be because they can put the prices up, but because you pay before you tax, so your payment's there, and that's knocked off what you've earned, So you only get taxed on the portion that's left after you've paid for your electric vehicle. So do you think this was designed so that you can slip higher payments past you? Is that what you think? Yes, no? It was, wasn't it? Just another way you've been misled. Well, but Baz, I save money. Yeah, I know. People who are paying alimony or child support, they pay less money too. They can buy a new electric vehicle and pay their ex-wife less. But also, when you come to get a mortgage, you can't borrow as much. Tough shit, isn't it? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.